Well, back in Sioux Falls for Summit League Basketball Media Day. Kansas City up now. Coach Jackson Durrett and sophomore guard Imani Bennett. How we doing, guys?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Second annual Media Day. How awesome is it just to see that rise in momentum of women's basketball and, get to talk about it here today and also just see that throughout the season?
I love it. I love what's happening in women's basketball right now. It is amazing. So I'm excited.
Yeah, women's basketball is getting a lot of attention lately. It's getting the views and the people and the support that it deserves. So it's exciting.
I love it. Well, let's start with this preseason and what's been really on the minds of this Kansas City team with the offseason. How would you describe what an offseason it's been, Coach?
I think the offseason has been a lot of growth. I think we've been competing, which is the two things that we want to focus on, right? Is just, adding the new pieces that we have and learning the system and then turning around and competing in our system. So those are the things that we've really been focused on in the preseason.
Yeah. And going into your third season here, what do you feel like you've learned the most in the previous two seasons within this conference?
I was just telling someone else, I didn't realize how physical the Summit League is, right? I've been in some other leagues and, you see the physicality, the athleticism, and I just didn't realize how physical it was, right? So you have to be athletic and physical in this league and you have to understand the game. And so we're trying to put those two pieces together. I love that about the Summit League. I also think the fan base for the Summit League is amazing. And so, I think that's what it brings to the table.
You talk about that physicality. A year ago, you retooled your roster, new faces, some young players that came in and got big minutes for you last season. Now, as you move into this year and you look at year three and you think about what are the pieces to be able to manage that physicality, to be able to play at a high pace, high rate, what have you done with this roster and how do those pieces fit for you?
We still want to really, really get downhill, right? We still want to be athletic, our athletic selves. I think the piece that we've added, right, we've have a lot of people getting in the gym over the summertime right now to become better shooters. We needed to be able to shoot so people couldn't pack the paint on us and stop us from really what we wanted to do, which is get the ball in the paint and get paint points. I think the pieces that we've added allowed us to do that.
Okay.
We've added Anna, she's a Brazilian kid that was at Salt Lake Slick Junior College, and she's been amazing for us. Like, she's going to be able to play the point, she's going to be able to play off the ball, and she can shoot the ball, and she can score it at all three levels. She's tough, competitive. So we've added that. We've added Nicole Thomas. She's a transfer from Memphis, and her mid-range game, she's long, she's athletic, and she's going to be able to add something, just a bigger guard. Yeah. She's going to be able to rebound. She is a great leader. So, those are the things that we're bringing to the table. Chloe Dallas, she came from Wabash Junior College, and she's an athletic post, a different type of post. We don't have a post like Chloe. And so we've been able to add those pieces to make us, more physical, but also be able to shoot on a perimeter. Chloe's going to be able to stretch the floor a little bit for us as well. And, of course, we have Imani returning. She's been in the gym, working on her game, just working on her confidence. That's been such a big improvement. You get your best between your freshman and sophomore year. And she's committed to that. She made it a priority. And, she looks really, really good right now. I hate to say that because,
you need her to go home and she's got to go home and practice. Yeah. So we've got to make sure we
right. And so, that's been great. Elena's mentality has really changed and she has some help. And that's what she really, really needed, to take some of the pressure off of her. And so we've added some pieces to kind of just be a little bit different, but still be who we are.
Let me ask you about your defense, because a year ago you allowed just a little over 66 points a game. That was third in this league. As you think about not only being more physical, adding some of these other pieces, what's the defensive mindset for this group? And how do you want to get up and guard folks?
The same. I mean, defense is who we want to be. Right? We want to make it hard to score. We want to make you have to think. We want to make you have to backdoor and, help over and protect the paint. We had Nanya last year for that, right? Nanya was really good at protecting the basket for us. Defense hasn't changed. I think what will change with our defense is our technique. we got called for a lot of fouls last year, and we want to kind of clean that up. We want to still pressure the ball, but we also want to be smart about how we do it. We need Monty on the floor. We need Lonnie on the floor. We need different people on the floor, and we can't have them in foul trouble on the bench.
Yeah.
And I think, us changing the lineup so much last year, it hurt us a little bit. And so those are the things you learn from, and that, we'll do different this year. So
I looked at your schedule, and I think some of this is setting yourself up with some opportunities to gain confidence and success. But you're going to test this group too.
Absolutely.
You're going to go to Nebraska. You're going to go to Kansas. You're going to go to Tulsa mid-December. Talk a little bit about kind of thinking towards those challenges and saying, all right, if this is who we're going to be, we've got to line ourselves up, and we got to go at some of the top teams in this area and in this country.
Yeah. I think I was just saying that the confidence going into conference is so important, right? But you have to be tested too. And so I want to make sure that we have a balance in our schedule. Like going and playing Nebraska, KU, Tulsa, that is, where are we, right? Because they're not close together. Like those games are kind of spread apart just a little bit.
Yeah.
But where are we? Can we test ourselves early? Right. Then once we start, getting into a groove, we need to be tested again. And going into conference, we do need to have that confidence. So you want to put some games on the schedule where you can still be competitive, but also be confident.
Right.
And so, that's what that was about. I think, it was important for us to just make sure we have that competitive edge from the start to the finish.
Coach, you also have some coaching additions to your staff this year. One of them played at a certain college that I maybe won't say. But what do those additions add to your coaching staff this year?
Oh my gosh, they have been amazing, you guys, really. You talk about growing as a head coach, right? And they've done that for me in a short period of time, right? They've challenged me. They've, make me just be different in a way that, are we doing the right things? Right. I know what I want. I know what I want to see. Like all the head coaches, they want to see something very particular. But is that right for our team? And they don't mind, bringing that up in conversations. We meet every day. We talk about practice every day. And I want them to be themselves. That's why I hired them. Stacey Stevens. She came from Texas.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
I didn't say it.
She came from Texas, and she's doing an amazing job with our post player. Wanika Owsley, she came from Morgan State. She was a double on the men's side. She was on the women's side. She's been at Mississippi State. She knows how to get the most out of our point guards and our guards, and just adding them the level. Like we're all the same age, and just the competitiveness that you bring and the challenges to me that I brought to the table with them have done great for our team, not just me, but for our team too.
Amani, between your freshman and sophomore season, what kind of jumps do you want to see maybe in your game or physicality? What do you hope for?
I mean, as far as my game, the biggest jump personally would be my confidence. And, after having that experience, because, as a freshman, it was hard. I was nervous, being on the collegiate level was different. It's at a faster pace and it's a lot to learn. But now that I have that, now that I've been learning, I've had that experience, things should go smoothly.
What do you feel like has been the biggest part of your first year that you learned about this league and how that can help you shape your game in year two?
I'd say the biggest part is, like the physicality. Players are here, they're bigger, they're stronger compared to being in high school when you might be the biggest or the strongest person. So getting used to that and getting used to playing with girls that are like that.
I always like to ask people because I think coaches have an answer, but as players, you all have to embrace the culture of your program. So as players, how do you guys define what the culture and the identity is of Kansas City women's basketball?
Well, I would say as players, the way we define like our culture is, we work hard, like especially on defense and stuff. Like our defense is like a big thing that we emphasize and that coach emphasizes and that she wants us to, think is really important to go hard in our and makes it, she wants it to be important in our identity too.
And you and your sister is your twin sisters
Yeah.
also on the roster, and you get to play together. But you guys are from Lee Summit, Missouri, so you are close to home. You have a lot of family that gets a chance. How important and how does that has to be a really great feeling to be able to say, you know what, I'm playing close to home. I get to see a lot of familiar faces, but yet this is a Division I collegiate experience that not a lot of people in Kansas City have the opportunity for. How cool is that?
No, it really is cool. It's a great opportunity to be home and to have the support from my family and my friends. You know, these people that are in Kansas City, they've seen me since I was in like middle school and high school, and they come out to the games. They get to see how I've grown as an athlete and as a person in general.
And I just have to know, like, is there ever a twin squabble in practice?
Oh my God. Yes.
Because I always think because they always say there's like that twin mentality, you know where they are, like you pass, they're going to be there no matter what. But if she's not, I assume it could get a little bit ugly. Is that how that goes?
Yeah.
They let each other know a lot.
Yeah, we're very competitive in practice.
I think it's the most like competitive, right? Between them two. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, you like her, right? Like, that's your sister. But
make sure they're matched up against somebody else in drills. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's good. It's good energy. We love the energy.
That's good energy. That's the best thing to have.
Well, what was it like growing up then? That competitiveness.
I mean, we've always had it. We've always, been who's going to be first to do this, who's going to be first to do that. But it's fun because I always have somebody to push me to make me better too. So.
Yeah. On the topic of family, I want to ask a question for both of you. We'll start with Coach. When I read about all your players, the new additions, the girls that have been here, the main thing is it feels like family. That's what drew me in. So I'll ask you how important that is, that you have a family atmosphere. And then Amani, you can kind of follow that up with just how you feel as a player.
I think, excuse me, I think it's super important, right? We have some international players, and you definitely need to make it feel like they're supported, right? They can't just go home like, Monty can, even though she has her own apartment, like she can go home to Lee Summit at any point in time she wants to, right? When something goes wrong, it's hard to be away from home. So you want to make sure that they feel like they're taken care of. I bring my family around. That's important to me, to be able to just bring my daughter around, these young ladies, and have her look up to them. Like, she spends a lot of time with them. And so I think, the general consensus in our environment is that it's very family oriented, and families fight, right? We just talked about that, but it's not perfect. And that's what I let them know in recruiting. Like, yes, you want a family atmosphere, but you have to also understand that families fight. They don't always agree. But at the end of the day, when things go wrong, who do you want next to you? And I'm hoping, for everybody in our program, in our circle, that it's us. Like, they want to be next to us when they have a good day or they have a bad day.
All right, so we have a lot of Kansas City area natives on this desk. I'm not one of them. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. But I want to start some controversy. So what is the best barbecue spot in Kansas City?
Oh,
okay. You have to ask Monty. I don't eat meat.
I say Gates. Have you had that before?
I haven't.
Gates. Yeah, Gates is really good. I think that's the best.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Q39.
My husband would vote. My husband would vote for Q39. I've always been. It used to be Oklahoma, Joe's Kansas City. Oh, yeah. So I'm kind of a Joe's fan. I just get sad because they're not open on Sundays, and so like when I want barbecue,
like Chick-fil-A.
Exactly, I can't get it on Sunday. So then we go to Q39. Yeah. So that's really what usually happens. Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, I think mine's Q39 so far, but I will try Gates. Okay, I'll try
Q39 is good.
Gates is like a staple, though.
It is. It is. It's tradition. It is Kansas City.
I've had Texas barbecue too, and I still prefer KC. So
okay.
Well, see, then you won't get booted off the set. That's good. You get to stay.
I won't tell Stacy.
Don't tell her. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining the show, and best of luck down in KC.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.